guys, it's Ivan, and today we have built a little SH101 system over here with ground control as a sequencer, Godspeed as an oscillator, new Airstreamer 4 as our envelope, and finally Ghost that we will use to complete our voice with VCA, filter and effects. We will show you a few tracks that use the SH101 featuring artists such as Extrawelt, Aphex Twin and Squarepusher. You have probably heard of the Roland SH101 monosynth, which has been used and overused since the early 80s and up until now for good reasons. Consisting of one oscillator, one LFO, envelope and filter with VCA, its simple architecture inspired many artists over the years, and just like TB303, the synth was a commercial failure during its production years, and later on in the 90s became a staple of electronic music scene, particularly in house music. Now that you know some history of this synth, let's quickly talk about how hard it is to get one in 2022. The SH101 is still very much in demand these days, and of course it is very hard to find one in good condition and for the right price. These sell online for around $1,500 to $3,000 depending on the condition. The system we have over here will offer you way more flexibility in both features and sound. Coupled with modern sequencer like the ground control, you'll keep exploring it for years to come and will be able to integrate it with any CV, MIDI, USB gear you might have in your studio. With the comparison out of the way, let's see why our microsystem over here is particularly good at covering the sound spectrum of the SH101. The sound starts with the Godspeed oscillator, which has the wave-folded output over here and even-odd output. The even-odd output is what we're looking for here, and it is paired with the square transistor-based sub-oscillator normal to its output over here, coupled with the internal noise generator. These three parts are the core of the SH101 sound generator. Using them all together will fatten up your sound and create snappy, razor-sharp bass. So let's connect the even-odd output from the Godspeed to the Ghost. Let's open up the volume. As you can see, we have the octave switcher. We have transition from even harmonics to odd. And we can also add noise by pressing the tune button and turning the fuzz control. The oscillator of course needs a VCA and filter to shape the dynamics and harmonics of the sound. For this we'll be using the Ghost stereo effects processor that offers exactly that and much more. We will use the pre-VCA on the Ghost as our voice VCA and filter with moderate resonance to shape the harmonic content. Let's quickly hear how the filter will affect our sound. So let's open the volume. Let's add some resonance. The Airstreamer 4 will act as our main envelope, shaping both the VCA and the filter cutoff. The ASR mode to the right will come in handy when we would like to vary the gate lengths from the ground control and create slides. So let's quickly connect the unipolar 0 to 5 volt output from the Airstreamer 4 to control the pre-VCA and the bipolar output to control the filter cutoff. Let's also connect the gate from track 1 on the ground control to trigger the Airstreamer. Let's open the filter and play some notes. Let's also connect the pitch output from track 1 on the ground control to pitch input on the Godspeed. Press the C note and press the tune note so that our oscillator is in tune. Now we can play the notes melodically. On the ground control, you can input your sequence using two different ways. One is the SH101 style sequencing and the other one is the live record. Now that we are ready to play some sounds, let us show you some of our favorite tracks that use the SH101. And the first track we have today is by Extrawelt called Dark Side of My Room. For this track I will be using a tiny bit of the delay and reverb to fill up the sound and create space in the track. The melody goes like this. For this sequence I have pre-prepared 3 patterns that are chained in the following way. We have F, G, I, G. Now let's play back the sequence and tweak the sounds. Let's add some noise. The second track on our list is by Aphex twin called Polynomial C. Let's create the sequence using the SH1 style input and play it back. The first part goes like this. Let's press record and start sequencing. One rest. The second sequence goes like this. Now let's chain both of the patterns together and play a full sequence. And finally, the last track is using the SH101 more as a lead voice with additional glides between some of the notes. This one is by the almighty Squarepusher named Theme from the Ernest Borgnine. So without further ado, let's play back the last sequence. Now you can see how useful and flexible this system is, and particularly good at recreating the SH101 sounds. And we haven't even started tweaking with the advanced sequencing techniques on the ground control. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and are inspired to build your own microsystems like this. The project file, as always, will be included in the description, so you can just load it up at home to your own ground control and play back the sequences. And that is all for today. Have fun making music, and we'll see you next time.